All right, what's up, everybody? You know who I am, back out here in the great city of Romulus, Michigan. That's right, Romulus, Michigan, home of Amazon, home of DTW. That's Detroit Metropolitan Airport for those who are out of the state. And we're going to talk a little bit about why it's important to understand the importance of this whole trade thing. This trade stuff is important, ladies and gentlemen. This is something we shouldn't be sleeping on at all. Just wanted to kick it with you just for a moment and let folks know that we are live on the air. You guys need to understand that trade with Africa and U.S.-Africa policies are in jeopardy with this president. Now, I'm going to show you this right here. We're at Metro Airport. As you can see, Metro Airport right there, that is a gold mine in terms of trade with Africa. The problem is with the whole trade piece is you got a president that is hostile towards Africa. President hostile as hell. Now, like I said yesterday, you got planes flying in and shit. Like I said yesterday, when I on this broadcast, you got a president of the United States that's working overtime to keep Africans out of this country. And to me, that doesn't make any damn sense. Why are you trying to keep Africans out of this country? You already know the answer to that. We all know why he's trying to keep Africans out of this damn country. And the thing is that we cannot build black communities in the 21st century if we don't have a global link to the continent. Period. See, this president is trying to, I'm talking about Trump, this president is trying to pit African Americans against black immigrants. And what he'll do is, he'll create bullshit policies like, let's target 35 African nations and restrict international students from taking their courses here in the United States. And he'll throw out some dog bone saying that black immigrants take jobs from African Americans. That's called an old divide and conquer tactic. And that whether you call yourself a Democrat or Republican, no black person should even fall for such nonsense and bullshit like that. Because here's what's going on. While they got us fighting against each other unnecessarily, this airport right here that you see, and these white folks are going to continue to make money off our ignorance. Now, this is Romulus, Michigan. What most people don't know about Romulus, Michigan is this is the home of the Global African Business Association. Okay? This is the home of the Global African Business, where we based. And what happens most of the time is, people, is that we are sitting around here, I don't want to say wasting time, but we're sitting up here wasting time arguing over bullshit, and this airport is making money. No import export. See, black folks got to think in the 21st century within the framework of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Okay, we have to stop acting like Democrats and Republicans are our friends. White folks, whether they white Democrats or white Republicans, they at the damn country club or on the golf course cutting deals about how to gentrify your neighborhood and put businesses in there that may or may not benefit you. We have to get to a point where cities like Romulus, Inkster, Highland Park, Ecorse, these communities need global assistance from the continent and throughout the diaspora. African and Caribbean businesses, import, export of human capital and immigration, and linking the wealth with African Americans here and abroad, and African brothers and sisters and Caribbean brothers and sisters abroad coming here, utilizing the airport, utilizing this city called Romulus, utilizing cities like Inkster to build wealth and linking that wealth. So we shouldn't be getting involved in this plan. What's this plan called? The Platinum plan. Now, I have said over and over again, when a president, Democrat or Republican, come out with some urban agenda. It's about votes. It's about votes. People calling and texting me, Kendall, have you heard the Platnium plan? Yeah, I flushed it down the toilet. That's where the Platnium plan is. The Platnium plan is not even rooted in it's a stimulus package. It's not rooted in the fourth industrial revolution. It has nothing to do with e-commerce, has nothing to do with blockchain, it has nothing to do with cybersecurity, has nothing to do with building infrastructure, digital infrastructure with cloud computing. It has none of that shit in there. It has nothing to do with 21st century wealth as it pertains to cryptocurrencies. $500 billion mean what? What does that mean? What we have to understand, brothers and sisters, is that when we're talking about U.S.-Africa policy, see, he's throwing a bone at you with $500 billion. What he's not telling you is that he want to let AGOA expire. He don't want to fix AGOA to make it more competitive the same way he did what the USMCA and NAFTA. He doesn't give a fuck about AGOA. So he'll let that expire while he's throwing you a bone with $500 billion. That's the kind of bullshit Trump does. He got y'all talking about the opportunity zone, but what he's not talking to you about is the EB-5 investor visa. Now, I'm sitting in Romulus. Let's take a look at this right here. If I can switch this. Look at all this damn land. All this land right here in the city of Romulus. I'm sitting here right outside the airport, and this is Vining Road. Now, if you go on the other side of 94 here, there's more property, more land that's zoned over there for investment. Now, I've spoken to the mayor of Romulus. He said, hey, you got any international investors that want to do business? Let us know. Let us know. We would love to have investors. See, now here's the thing with Trump. Trump, what his administration did back in the last November, there are two ways to do an EB-5 investor visa. One way is you can invest in a non-high unemployment area, and then you invest in a high unemployment area. So what they did with the high unemployment area and minimum investment, they raised it from $500,000 to $900,000 damn dollars. Now, watch this. Here's the next thing I'm gonna tell you. The Chinese have a 10-year wait on EB-5s. The Indians have a 10-year wait on EB-5s. The Vietnamese have a 7-year wait. But guess what the wait is for Africans in sub-Saharan Africa, like Nigeria and South Africa and places like that? 24 months. So someone got wind that Africans want to invest in the EB-5, right? Someone got wind. They bumped up the numbers to try to prevent us from investing here in the United States to get a green card. But they keep rolling out this opportunity zone shit, which is good, except who can play in that? It's good investment, good tax shelter. But if a foreign investor want to invest in what I just showed you in an opportunity zone, right? That person still can't get a green card. Let me show you what else Trump did. Africans use an L1 visa, right? So that means this. I got a business here. I got a business in Lagos. I got a business in Abuja. Got companies, right? US-based companies. I might need my manager from Abuja to come here to the US to work. I'm not going to file a B1, B2 visa. I'm going to get an L1A visa for that person. He cut that shit out. Now he fucking with F1 visas and M1 visas. This guy Trump is not our friend. We need to stop acting like this motherfucker is our friend. He ain't our friend. He wants to cut AGOA. He's trying to undermine the African Continental Free Trade Area by trying to do a bilateral agreement with Kenya. The AU has told Kenya to leave that alone. He wants to do bilateral agreements and shit. You know, he's undermining, you know, he want to block African immigrants, human capital, to invest in communities like ours here, but his white cronies want to go to Africa and continue to exploit. See, at some point in time, we got to step the fuck up and say, enough is fucking enough. We're not going to take this shit no more. Seriously. We're not going to take this no more. This platinum plan don't mean shit if it does not include a global component. Hell, in the platinum plan, there's a provision in there that says protect jobs from immigrants. You know what that means. He talking about protecting, he's telling you this motherfucker is a snake. He a snake. He's divide and conquer. He's trying to pit, and I'm gonna talk about Joe Biden in a minute. He's trying to pit African Americans against black immigrants. Now, that's Donald Trump. Now, Joe Biden, just because he has Kamala Harris, don't mean that we're gonna vote in mass. Now, Joe Biden got to listen to the African immigrant community too. There is no one size. See, this is the problem with these damn politicians. They think there's a one size fit all approach to black people, whether you're African American, there are some different African Americans don't have to ever worry about immigration because they're citizens. You understand that? African Americans are just now catching on to why. Hold on. Oh no, I'm good, brother. Appreciate you, man. So that's why I like Romulus. This brother thought I was. Damn, that brother looked like Snoop Dogg. Anyway, what I'm saying is, Joe Biden, we got to tell Democrats, we don't have a one-size-fits-all approach to shit. What your urban agenda, the Republicans' urban agenda, there is no one-size-fits-all. We don't even need these. We really don't need politicians telling us what our urban agenda is global. That's what our urban agenda is. Our urban agenda is global. Our urban agenda is 21st century based and is part of the fourth industrial revolution. That's what our urban agenda should be. And our urban agenda is based on cities like Romulus, Michigan, where I'm standing at, where this airport is, where you see this damn plane flying in right here, right now. Imports, exports, coming from the continent of Africa, jobs being created, job creation, career choices, understanding the power of e-commerce. These things is what we need to be focused on as black folks, whether you call yourself Democrat, Republican, or Independent. We need to be focused on 21st century strategies that's going to empower our community. And we need to make sure that our black women are at the forefront of this leadership. I said black women. I know what I said. I know some of you brothers hate it when I say we got to love our black women and we got to protect our black women and strengthen our black women. But damn it, we got to do what's right as black men and have our sisters lead this fight this time. Because in the 21st century, this decade alone, our women are going to have to be the catalyst to move this process forward. Period, point blank. This U.S.-Africa policy is important because, let me explain this to you. Let's say, for instance, an African-American here in Romulus, right, is using the airport to get textile goods from Kenya, Nigeria, Angola, Sierra Leone, Ghana. They get textiles and stuff. Man, that's duty free. Y'all know that? This is what Trump trying to cut, y'all. Duty free. That's duty free. You don't have to pay no you don't have to pay any, duty or anything on it. Y'all know that? That's what President Trump trying to cut. An African American. See, he talked. Remember, this is the same president that's trying, in the middle of a pandemic, to cut Obamacare. Soon to cut Obamacare. Let me repeat that. His goal is to kick 20 million people off in health insurance in the middle of a pandemic. Keep in mind, that's the President of the United States right now. President of the United States, you're an African American business, you learning about AGOA, he want to get rid of AGOA. African Americans should know what an African Continental Free Trade Area is. We'll talk more about that. You should know that a foreign trade zone, you should know what those things are as an African American business. You should know what the XMIM Bank is as an African American business. You should know what the U.S. Commercial Services, what they provide as an African American business trying to do business in Africa. See, the future of Africa is now. we can sit up here and have these meaningless debates about a Platinum plan or the Joe Biden, what's it called, a French Douglas plan, whatever he calls it. I don't know shit. All this is bullshit to me. But what we need to understand, everybody, is that this airport, this is a gold mine. Do you know this airport is not controlled by the city of Romulus? It's controlled by the Wayne County Airport Authority. That's separate from the city of Romulus. Romulus don't get a dime in terms of tax revenue. Who was at the table? Who was at the table making these decisions 20 years ago? See what I'm saying? That's kind of bullshit. See, the World Economic Forum has declared that cities, not federal governments, will be the catalyst of change within the next 10 years. And that's true. That's true. You should be engaged with your city government. You should be engaged with your city government in terms of turning your city, your black city, into a global incubator of business to move this process forward. And see, let me tell you something. We also have to engage the State Department. Let me just say this real fast. We got to engage the State Department. White people should not be dictating the agenda on foreign policy towards Africa from the U.S. when we have all these brilliant African-American minds and African minds here in the U.S. that should be dictating that. See, you can shove that Platinum plan up your ass because this president has not done his due diligence. But I ain't gonna stop with just this president. Most of these damn presidents have not done their due diligence of recruiting young, strong African and African-American and Caribbean brothers and sisters to direct U.S. policy as it relates to the Caribbean, as it relates to Africa. Joe Biden is just a transitionary person. Our real fight starts in 2024. Remember that. Remember that. Our real fight starts in 2024 when we recruit our young people to run for president on both sides of the aisle. If there's a third party by that time, them too. But that's when things really start to happen, everybody. We have to start changing the dialogue on U.S. Africa policies as it relates to the local urban community and the global market. That's what we need to be doing. Hey, check me out. I'm the president and CEO of the Global African Business Association. Check us out at GABANetwork.com. That's GABANetwork.com. Listen, U.S. Africa policy in 2020 and beyond has to have a local component to it. Don't let these clowns and these bullshitting ass folks tell you anything different. I'm telling you that Donald Trump, and he ain't the first one, he won't be the last. You always have white folks, whether it's Donald Trump or a Trump follower or a Democrat. You always have these people that sit at the table and try to divide black people. You got African immigrants come over here in this country, and white folks, I'm talking about white liberals. Oh, you better, African Americans, I don't understand them sometimes, you're different, and white conservatives preach the same shit and divide us. We are one global community. Because I'm going to tell you something, the Arabs, they're one global community. The Irish people are one global community. The Jewish people, whatever, they may fight here in the United States, but Israel is their resource. Don't let nobody tell you anything different. We need to understand that the diaspora is our resource. African Americans need to be looking for franchises to open up right here in Romulus, right in Inkster, right in Highland Park, right in Benton Harbor. Franchises, right? Opening franchises from the continent for African Americans to build wealth. See, I'm telling you, we don't need no Platinum plan. And let me say this to my brothers, my real estate brothers and sisters who may be watching this program. Learn what the EB5 can do for you. Set up an EB5. See, when you start learning the real shit, like the EB-5 investor visa program. You know how many white people lobby and fight like hell to keep that program? I'm talking about white realtors and brokers and shit. And how many black realtors and brokers, they don't even know what the fuck a EB-5 is? That shit is fucking insane, man. You're cutting your wealth off. You are cutting your wealth off. You cutting your money off. What that EB-5 program, hell, we can rebuild a Romulus. We can rebuild Inkster. We can rebuild Detroit. We can rebuild Highland Park. That's your assignment this Sunday, what an EB-5 investor visa program is. And find out how much money you can make in that as a real, I'm serious. We got to keep our eyes open, brothers and sisters. We can't let folks who don't have our best interests come in and divide us. Real talk. It doesn't make any sense. We have to keep our eye on the sparrow. We have to keep our eye on the sparrow in terms of, excuse me, I'm sorry. We got to keep our eye on the sparrow in terms of what we're trying to accomplish in the 21st century. We have to stay strong. Let me tell you something. Whether you're in real estate, whether you're an educator, if you're an educator, you build a school in Africa, I don't care if it's the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria, you have African Americans here who are part of, some teacher union or some charter school system that go over to the continent and train our brothers and sisters. That's called linking the wealth. That's called linking the wealth. Now, check this shit out. Here you are in America, right? I'm gonna show you how fucked up this is. You in America, you open a school, charter school, or you run a traditional public school. Your school's in a deficit. International students can be the way out because international students cannot get tax dollars. They have to pay tuition to your public school. What you need to set up is a SEVIS Academy, that's SEVIS, to USCIS, to accept F1 students into your academy, like especially in high school level. But guess what? Trump trying to fuck us by fucking with international students. See, he fucking with y'all money. Y'all sitting around here talking about he's racist, and I'm like, yeah, I already know he's racist. But he's fucking with y'all money, man. He's fucking with your future. You will never be in a damn deficit. You will never have to beg the state of Michigan for money. And oh my God, they're cutting funding for schools. Hell, your alternative should be international students. And Trump fucking with that. He's fucking with your money. He's fucking with your vision. And the only way you resist is to make sure that motherfucker don't come back to office in November. I'm serious as hell about that. Y'all get your asses out here and vote, because time is of the essence. Got an airport? You got another airport down the road called Willow Run Airport, one of the largest cargo airports in North America. How come we're not flying imports and exports from Africa into Willow Run Airport and putting people to work? How come we're not putting shit on trucks? How come we're not utilizing our port authority? Guys, the state of Michigan should be the #1 state in the union in this country doing business with Africa, and we're behind that time. That's why GABA exists. That's why the Global African Business exists. Global African Business Association exists. That's why I'm taking some time this morning out of my busy schedule to come on this program and talk to you about the stakes are high. We can't let no white man, Democrat or Republican, fuck with our vision when it comes to U.S.-Africa policy, when it comes to U.S.-Africa relations, when it comes to U.S.-Africa import, export, and economic development to build our local communities in the 21st century.